I am on here early morning. Already got out the whiskey. Okay. Let me just. Oh, I put the whiskey away. But I had to have some whiskey. Now let me stop. Hold on one second. I had to have some whiskey because listen, times are hard. Okay. Why is one orange $3? Stop it. Anyway, so I decided I wanted to make some beans. These are my favorite, Camilla red beans, kidney beans. And I've already started to make the bean magic happen. So I'll show you guys what I've started so far. Let's see. Okay. So this is the bean magic. It's, basically red onions, white onions, or yellow onions, and some um what was I gonna say? And bell pepper. The other thing that I have going is I put some seasoning in there, not white, pink Himalayan salt, garlic salt, all the things that you would put into any type of roux that you're trying to make. And this isn't technically a roux, but I like thick and creamy beans. So I wanted to have what do I call it? Bean juice or bean gravy. That's what I call it. A little bit of bean gravy. So since this has kind of been going, and I'm going to turn it back up, I turned it down because I was busy trying to do some prep work. So any good southern beans are going to probably have, unless it's like navy beans or something like that, they're probably going to have andouille sausage. Okay. And so I have some andouille sausage right here. I don't think you guys can see it because I have it. Okay, there we go. So I'm gonna slice some of these, and then I'm going to cut some of them into smaller pieces. Andouille sausage is used because andouille sausage has a little bit of spice to it, and there's a whole bunch of French influence, and probably affluence as well in the New Orleans French Quarter, i.e. the French people. So I don't put my sausage in there early. Some people will put some oil in the pot, and then they'll uh, cook the sausage first and then I don't really do that because unless you're gonna take those sausage out and leave them to the side and they're not fully cooking them, you're cooking them to death inside of this cast iron or whatever pot you're using, and you don't want that because then they don't have any flavor and they can taste very dry. So, but that's me. And like I said, this is Chanel's reality. So since I put the beans in there, I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on high. I've already browned my ground beef. I think this is a special little tool. I am now going to, because it keeps breaking and I have to buy another one. So I don't know if you can see the little crack in there, but this is so good and useful when you're trying to make the dime size pieces of ground beef or whatever it is that you have that's ground. So anyway, so I have this, but I'm gonna get one. I'm gonna see if they have them on like Williams Sonoma or somewhere like that, where it's like a metal one, so it won't, get broken. I also don't put my meat in there yet because yes, you're gonna use this sausage to season the meat and not season the meat, but season the beans. You are, but again, like I said before, you don't want it to be so dried out. I don't know about y'all, but I don't like people that skimp like on a sausage in a gumbo or shrimp in a gumbo or any of that. I don't like people that do that because I'm just like, why did you invite us over here if we're gonna have little bitty pieces of dried shrimp? I ain't got time. If you can't afford it, that's fine, but just don't invite me over because I don't want to be figuring out why this shrimp is this big. What we doing? I can't do it. So I'm gonna dice the rest of these. As you can see, I'm cutting them into like a round circle, and then I'm going to cut them into fours. Again, I like andouille sausage because it has a lot of flavor, but you could use like beef sausage. I can't remember the name of the one that I like, but there's a brand that I like here in Houston, and it's a beef sausage, and it gives the whatever you're making a whole lot of flavor. So you're gonna cook the beans for about, I feel like 2.5 hours. Alexa, how long should I cook kidney beans? Alexa, how long should I cook kidney beans?
It is recommended to boil kidney beans for 1 hour to 1 hour and 30 minutes on high heat, then on low heat.
Alexa, stop. I'm probably going to cook them for 2 hours. It just depends on how many beans you're making as well. So, there's that. But, I put also some of these in there. These are like beef bouillon. It's also good to use, like, I put also like one of these. It's like a vegetable broth. It's also a bouillon. But you could put however many you want in there. And this is something that you definitely want to make sure you taste along the way, the juice. Because you don't want to have beans that don't have enough juice, and you don't want to have beans that aren't seasoned. So you're going to need to do that. That's what I recommend. And then I also recommend for the ground beef, you brown it or whatever the case may be. I don't put it in yet because, like I said, I don't want to dry it out. I'm on live, just by the way. Look at my sexy husband. Just saying. You don't want to dry out even the ground beef. You don't want to dry it out. And the beans are going to, because they're dried, they're going to need hydration. So you're going to get you some chicken broth, beef broth, and water. And over, that 2-hour period that I'm telling you, depending on how many beans you're cooking, that's going to really depend on your family size. But to me, you can't really cook a small pot of beans unless you buy whatever that comes in that box. And it says red beans and rice, and everything is like, I guess, freeze dried, and then I don't know what that is. But if you don't know how to cook, you'll probably buy that, and that's fine too. But it ain't the same as, your mama, your granny, or somebody like me cooking. I'm just saying. You also want to get you some good cornbread. Put some good cornbread in that pot. And cook that. I personally like sweet cornbread. I like cornbread with cheese in it. I don't mind the cornbread with the jalapeno peppers too. I'm down with it. But I am going to need some cornbread. Like I said, you cut up these sausage, and like I said, andouille is probably the most flavorful one. I'm gonna go ahead and set a timer. Alexa, set a bean timer for 1 hour and 35 minutes.
Bean timer, 1 hour and 35 minutes. Starting now.
Right. Okay. Let me take pictures. I need to be on TikTok because my TikTok people, they be watching, honey. Okay? Please understand. Put your number 2s in the air if you did it on them. These are some of my sausage. This is andouille sausage. This is my beans boiling away in the pot. And I have some ground beef that I'm about to add to the... Oops. These are some of my sausage. This is andouille sausage. What's y'all favorite beans? Do y'all like coming home to some beans in the pot somewhere? Cause I do. I'ma just keep it, froggy fresh with you. Okay. This is my beans boiling away. What Nikki say? Enough more talent in my motherfucking left thumb, child. Nikki is coming for them. She ain't playing. Another thing that I will put into my beans as well is some diced or crushed tomatoes. Tomatoes. Some people don't like tomatoes, but I do. So it is what it is. So I'm letting this kind of boil on high, even though it is doesn't have a lot of liquid in it, but we're going to put some liquid in it. We have some already, but that to me is what's going to provide more flavor. So, along the way. So, as I was saying, you cut up all of your flavors. Oh, I was saying with the tomatoes. You can put half a can or you can put the whole can. I'm just going to put the whole can. Because this is enough beans, honestly, to feed 3 armies, in my opinion. And you could also use, are those the crushed ones that I bought? Let's see. Oh, you could use the diced ones. The diced ones have smaller tomatoes because they're diced, obviously. Did I put pink Himalayan salt in here? I feel like I did, but I'm going to add a little bit more because, like I said, I'm going to add a lot of liquid to this, and then I'm going to turn it down, and I'm going to let it do its magic, honey. It's going to work its magic. This pink Himalayan salt is dangerous, so use caution. That's all I'm going to say. Use some caution, and I probably put too much already, but that's okay. We're going to add a lot of water, a lot of liquid. It'll be fine. Let me put a timer on the stove too, because my ass will forget a timer. That's how my whole kitchen burned down. No, that's not how. Actually, I went to bed. That's how the kitchen burned down, because there was, I'm going to put a few sausage in here to add some flavor, but I'm not going to put all the sausage in there because I don't want all of it to be all dried out. And you can use different types of sausage, but I use, one time I used Portuguese sausage. I wouldn't use like chorizo or anything like that. Or chipotle, not chipotle, what is it called? What's the sausage I like? Chapel Hill. I wouldn't use that either, but you could. If you didn't have a choice, you know, you could. I'm gonna wash my hands real quick. If the people who put our sink and did our kitchen and stuff turned the hot water on high, but it doesn't take much to get that damn water hot. It's like, what are we doing here? So what I will do is I'm gonna take a little what is it called? Mixer, like a food processor, and I'm going to take some of the sausage, some liquid, and some of these beans. They're not cooked yet, but they're kind of cooked, because that's what I use to make like a bean gravy, because I like extra bean gravy. I like my beans to be creamy. I don't want them to be dry. So I will do that in just a second if I can find steps to it. But I probably have to use shorts.com. I can get this up here. Put your number 2s in the air if you did it on them. Successfully. was able to get the little, what's this thing called? Chopper. That's what I'm gonna call it. I'm calling it a chopper right now. We'll unplug the fan because it's hot. Do y'all know how hot it is in Houston? It is like, listen, anybody got time for this? It's so hot. I feel like we should have free electricity for the whole month of August. I'm just saying. Probably if you hear me. Y'all remember that song? I got the hook up. Holla if you hear me. Y'all remember Master P? What Master P around there doing? Romeo, he didn't disown Master P, I think, or something. So I'm going to take a little bit of, like I said, my beans, sausage. This is what's going to make the bean gravy. You're going to chop it up, and then you're going to put it back in the pot. And this, there's no certain measurement. It just is what it is. And I'm going to add some of this good old water. I always put like some water over to the side because you're going to continue to hydrate your beans. Something isn't down all the way, but that's okay. We're going to just take it on off of here. Put it on. Something is not down all the way. Whew. I don't know what, but was rude. Something happened with this. See, it's kind of dripping. So I don't know what happened there, but that's okay. This is so old.com. And the weird thing is the new one doesn't work as great either. So that's okay. When I say new, even the new one is like probably 5 years old. Probably, maybe. Put your number 2s in the hair if you did it on them. This stone is flawless. That's what Miss Nicki Minaj is claiming, honey. Her and Keith Petty or whatever his name. Team Petty over there, I guess. They have been allegedly harassing some lady. I think it's the lady that he was convicted of raping, R-ing or whatever they want to call it. I call it rape. And she continues to minimize it by saying, he was a teenager. He was a child. That doesn't mean that it wasn't a rape, sis. Just saying. And I don't know about her, but I think I was aware of what sex was at 15. And what, unwanted sex is at 15. So this idea that he's 15, so we got to leave that in the past. I'm not saying that people can't make horrible decisions and that they should have to pay for those horrible decisions for the remainder. Ow! Child, my beans bite back. For the remainder of their life. I'm not in any way saying that. But we're not going to justify and act like we don't understand that plenty of children do a whole bunch of shit they ain't supposed to do. We're not doing that. At least over here on Chanel's Reality. And I actually like Nicki Minaj. I do. I like her. But we're not pacifying none of that. So I'm adding some more water here to my beans. They over here getting their whole life together, honey. Alexa, remind me in 30 minutes to add the remaining meat to my beans.
Okay, I'll remind you in 30 minutes.
Thanks. I'm gonna bring this back to a boil. Oh. Do I have it on high? Yeah. So, I'm going to show you guys. So I added like another, what, 3 cups of water. So it's gone back down and it's not boiling yet. But I'm going to bring it back to a boil, and then I'm going to add a little more water, probably about a cup or so. And then I'm going to also add my meat. And so I'm going to meat my sausage and my ground beef. I'll add both of those. Because like I said, I want creamy beans. I do not want beans that are not creamy and not full of flavor. But before I add the sausage and the ground beef, I am going to taste to make sure that these beans actually, the juice of the beans tastes good. What y'all doing tomorrow? One of my friends messaged me. She was like, listen, I got a promotion in my job. Hey, young RZA, Drip King. I got a promotion in my job. And I want to go celebrate. And I'm like, I'm with it, sis. Let's go celebrate, child. She's talking about, what you got going on? How you doing? I'm like, I'm over here, I'm over here making it. Why did this wig in the store didn't look as red as it is now? But whatever. She can wear anything she wants. She's that girl. Somebody called me. Wow, I have a lot of phone calls. I'm busy. She's booked and busy, so judge me not. So now I'm just really pretty much waiting for the beans to come to a broil. A boil, not a broil. Again, and then I will put the top on it. So I have a Cuisinart Dutch oven. I like these. I'm probably gonna buy. I have one big one, and then I have a small one that I make rice in or small things in. And I'm gonna probably get another big one and 2 medium ones. Um, in about a few months or so, like probably right before Christmas, or at least maybe October or so. Yeah, right before Christmas. So yeah, what hearty foods do you guys remember from whenever you were a youngin? And did you learn how to cook with your grandma and them? Because that's how I learned. My aunties and my grandparents and all those good people. They kind of show you this and that. They don't really measure shit. But you have to measure in baking. Baking can go either way, so you don't want to not measure in your baking. Oh, I said I was gonna turn on my TikTok people. Well, I'll turn them on when cause they be riding with me, okay? Oh, and then I have an interview. I think tomorrow. Yeah, now is a good time. So it's boiling right now. Alexa says it still has an hour and 19 minutes to cook. This one says an hour and 14 minutes to make sure. I have 2 timers because my ass will forget. I'll be in there doing documentation and then forget and be like, ah! You don't want to burn. This is the thing. You do not want to burn your beans or anything really. But if you burn your beans, throw them out. It just is what it is. Because that burnt taste is going to go, listen, it's dead. So just throw it out. There are other things you can burn sometimes and you can save it. So like if you're making nachos, as long as you don't scrape the burnt into the mix, you'll be good. You just transfer it to another pot. But if you burn some beans, it's going to taste burnt. There ain't nothing that you can do to recover it. It just is what it is. So these are my good old beans boiling. They got an hour or so to cook. And they shall be done and they shall be mine. And also, some people, they don't put, they maybe don't like pork or something. So you can kind of change up the types of meat. You just can't really use, like, chicken. There's no point, in my opinion. I said what I said. And it ain't changing over here. So it's pretty much boiling at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and put the top on it. And then I will come back and show you guys later. what everything's looking like. So see, it's already making itself like a little bean gravy. I'll add the sausage and the meat in about 30 minutes or so. And then I'll come back and do the part 2 of this video. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Chanel's Reality. I'm Chanel, and this is my reality. Now, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit all my buttons. The notification button is a free and easy way to support my channel. I posted a video last night, guys, and within like an hour, it had like 1,700 views. I was like, yo, what the fuck is going on? Wow. My video has almost 9,000 views. It says, my salary trying to keep up with all my spending. The salary is the person in the blue. They trying to keep up. Legit, this is me. I'm the person in the blue. No, I'm the person dancing, buying whatever the hell I want, even though my husband's like, stop. And my salary is the person in the blue. The people dancing is my husband and the people that are good in the world. Listen. But it has 9,000 views. Y'all see that? Over 9,000 views. That's insane. All right. Push through, Chanel. All right, I gotta go finish up some documentation. So I'll be back on here probably around 12-ish, 12:15-ish to finish this video off. Until next time, like I said, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Love you guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome. This is Chanel. I'm Chanel, and this is my reality, okay? And then if you are returning or you're part of the replay crew, shout out to y'all. Much love, all my Chanel's angels. Have a good rest of your day if you're not here to check out the second part later. Bye-bye. Did it on them. Boom.